Hello, my name is Zhatelier, welcome back for another episode of The Last Kingdom in Aurora Forex, and, well, we've had quite a bit of a time skip here. I think it's like 4 years, more or less, that we skipped forward here. So let's go quickly through what's happening. So, first of all, if we open the galactic map here, so we can see that we had the colony in Mirung for a while, and that's technically under the royal faction control, but then in the former SK, now Skotnun, well, it's just the O was for some reason not displayed correctly, but yeah, over there the House Alexandrus has their planet, and there's a tiny colony there right now. We're slowly getting more people in there. I'm trying to get the jump gates constructed all the way there, just so that civilians can start bringing people. Then Turfing has been renamed to Kalradia, and is of course held by the Hand of the King. Then Romova is well, that was a different name, but now it's called Romova, and that is held by the House Romanov. And then that's actually pretty much all the colonies right now. Now, there are going to be some potential colonies in Zhatelier. We're still working on surveying a lot of the area, but slowly but surely we'll go through that. And yeah, we haven't actually explored massive amount of new places. Trying to go through the surveys that need to be done in the current systems. If we have a look at the colonies in here, I've added some identifications for who the colony belongs to. Not in Mirung though, but pretty much everywhere else I have. So the Barracuda system is exclusively belonging to the royal faction right now, but eventually might change a little bit. So in Skotnung, Crasina Imperialis has 210,000 population. It has a capacity for 800,000. It's not terrible. We can start bringing in some mines and such, because there's pretty good resources in here on that. And then there's the Castra Aurelian, which is a a Venusian planet, which has a lot of resources, 196 million uranium at 0.7 accessibility, but the total accessibility is just 1. So it's not necessarily great, and they do produce a decent bit of uranium over here. I believe they are missing at least carbamide and mercasium and thorium in here, but there is a gas giant in the system, so they can still get fuel that way. Of course, that will require the gas harvesters guild to actually do that for them. But, oh, and actually, I think there may have been some comets over here. That, no, they don't actually have thorium, at least. But yeah, that's the House Alexandrus. Damn, I'm just not remembering names right now for some reason. Anyway, then in Kalradia there's Odin, which is the bit higher colonization cost. I kickstarted this colony a little bit, but then the civilians have been bringing in infrastructure and population in here, trying to get the Caldera going as well. It has quite a bit of installations already, so the manufacturing efficiency is currently a bit low. But once we get more infrastructure in here, and the civilian sector should be able to bring in stuff here as well. I mean, I know that they can. And then there's the Hephaestus, which is another Venusian planet, and it does have decent minerals. It's just we're gonna have to use auto mines in there. And then in Caldera, they have very good minerals, in fact. 4.7 accessibility. They don't have boronite in this entire system, though, which is a bit of a problem. And then for Romova, while we don't have any population in there, nor do we have any infrastructure. Actually, no, we do have a tiny bit of infrastructure in St. Petersburg. We also know that there's a ruin there. Or a ruined city, in fact. So that's going to be the digging of that and exploration of that is going to be a job for the Scholars Guild. Of course, they don't have a lot of things yet. But eventually, and then there's 2 other planets that can be colonized and terraformed fairly easily. Not massive in terms of resources. Like, both of them have just 0.5 accessibility. Over here they got 1.6, and then there's the A4. Actually, that reminds me, I should rename this There we go. So over here they have at least some thorium as well, and more uranium, and a little bit of carbon. So they have a selection of resources, but for example Galisite is still missing and various other things. So I believe we haven't surveyed the entire system because it is a massive system. If we go to the Romanov, we can see that we've only been surveying the inner portion in here and some of the asteroids because from the center, or let's have a look at from the jump point there, that is 24 billion kilometers away, the next planet. That is the gas giant in here. So that's a potential problem, and then there's more gas giants over there further away. Actually, no, that and that are dwarf planets. But yeah, this is a massive system, so surveying all of this is going to take a long while. Probably better to do with some probes or something eventually. But yeah, those are more or less the colonies right now. We have done a fair bit of research. Nothing massive. I mean, we have unlocked various parts. We're about to get the orbital mining module, actually. We have gotten the thorium harvesting module. We haven't built any thorium harvesters yet, but we have some in the queue. We're also building some terraforming installations for the Faithful, which will then be presumably having the commercial, or Commerce Guild, not commercial, Commerce Guild transport those into various planets where the planet holders will probably provide, or the owners of the colonies will provide the workers for those, but, you know, it will be doing, because, for example, Odin can be turned into zero colonization cost planet, as well as pretty much most of the, well, I'm not sure about Kiev, but at least Moscow, Novgorod, and St. Petersburg all can be turned into zero colonization cost as well. It's gonna take a while, of course, but not too bad, I don't think. But yeah, if we have a look at, we've done a fair bit of ship designing here in between. So first of all, in cargo ships, we've got 4 different cargo ship types. All of these belong, or the designs belong to the Commerce Guild. There's the, hold on, I believe Drachma was the, yeah, Drachma is the small one. It has a cargo size of 2,500 tons, which means that it's 1,000 tons of minerals. And yeah, this is basically to collect payments for their work. And then Denarius is just the standard cargo. I believe Florin is the double cargo, so it can carry 2 installations at once. And then Ducat is going to be 5 installations, but unfortunately we do not have access to the large cargo hold, so it's just a placeholder right now. Needs a bit more work. But the sizes are 10 kilotons on Drachma, 50 on the Denarius, 100 on the Florin, and Ducat will be 200. But it's still pretty far away. Now, some of these are not particularly quick. Some are quicker than others, but yeah, could be better. Could be worse, of course. Then, no new colony ships yet. We may have updated that a little bit, and the construction ship is still the same. The Hornet Mark III is a little bit better again. I believe we saved a few tons on various fire controls and such, so the accuracy should be a little bit higher, but again, it's still mostly for providing the planetary protection value. It doesn't have a good weaponry. I mean, 4 particle beam, sure, it can hit enemies and do some damage. At the same time, the speed is still only 4,000 kilometers a second. I mean, sure enough, it is improvement. But I think next one will try to get to 5,000 kilometers a second at least, maybe faster. And at that point, it should be at least capable of doing a little bit on damage some slower enemies, but we haven't actually found any aliens yet. I reckon that within about 11 years we'll turn on the precursors and swarm anyway. So if nothing else, then we'll find those. Then for the gas harvesters guild, we have the gas cow fuel harvester. It has 10 modules, fuel capacity of 1 million. It's a bit overkill maybe, but at the same time, once the fuel harvester speed of what they produce fuel increases, it will still be a valid amount of fuel capacity. Plus, actually, having just one large compared to a bit more than 2 regular ones, or not regular ones, the large ones, is already cheaper. So yeah, it's not particularly expensive, 400 build points. Well, these of course don't have armor, so or engines, so they need to be towed into gas giants, but they can then stay there pretty much forever. Then nothing new on the jump tenders. We got 2 oiler designs. We got a Camel Mark 1, which is 50 kiloton ship. Unfortunately, we don't have access to the ultra-large fuel tanks yet, so this is also a placeholder design, but we have a Dromedary, which is 10 kiloton. It has only 2.8 million fuel total, but it's still enough to, like, take few ships to where they need to go. It won't be enough for proper fleet, but yeah, it has a decent speed as well, so it should be able to keep up. Same with the Stork, that's our support vessel here, and that can carry 16,000 points of maintenance supply points. So it's pretty good. It has the same speed as the Dromedary, so the kind of design that you can use both of them, and it's not going to slow it any further. And we haven't really done much at the survey craft since last time, I think. We did get this design before already. Then troop transport, we got Elephant, which is going to be carrying a full brigade of units. And then we got a Kangaroo, which will transport a regiment of units. So 5 kilotons and 25 kilotons. And then, yeah, the Tux, I think we had this updated before. But yeah, that's about it in terms of those. So I think now, first of all, let me open this to the side there once again. Now we do have some prototypes that we just designed, and in terms of research, we've got quite a bit in here. We haven't actually started researching those sensors yet, but should be alright. We have started researching the terraforming module as well, just so that we don't need to use the installations forever. But right now, just gonna go with those. But let's get going, shall we? I already spent quite a bit of time here just to recapping what has been going on. Still got a lot of survey to do, but that's alright. Okay, colony... Oh right, the Hand of the King scholarship has returned here. I wonder, how is the capacity over here? Not great. Could carry more over here, but again, oh, right now, remember, it was helping to get the Crassinia Imperialis set up for the House Alexandrus. I'm sure that the House Alexandrus will then return to favor for the Hand of the King eventually. But right now, I think... Honestly, I'm pretty sure that there is infrastructure on its way. But at the same time, we don't have any troops in there. Well, you know what? Just load colonists, go through Bloodgang to Calradia and drop them to Caldera. I'm sure that there's going to be infrastructure being brought in anyway. And then go back to Barracuda and refuel. That's going to take a while. I mean, these early colony ships are slow. There's no denying that. Although we are building new colony ships. At least a little bit. Are we actually... Oh, right, we're building one Denarius for the Commerce Guild. Because they are going to need a lot more capacity soon enough. So start doing that. Then we are upgrading some of the Hornet Marks 2 to Hornet Mark 3s. And then apparently we are... Oh, we're actually building a Seeker. Right. That's fine by me, I suppose. It's been a few days since I last recorded this, or played through this, so don't remember everything, but... What could we actually, on this particular shipyard, what can we build? The mules, the Denarius, and the workhorses. Well, I'm kind of tempted to build another workhorse, but at the same time we don't have a massive amount of wealth, so I think I'm going to hold off. We don't have a massive fuel storage either. So what is the next thing that we're going to get completed? It's going to be the financial centers. And after that we'll get the gas cows going on. It will take a long while to complete those, but slowly but surely I'm pretty confident that we can fix the issues. Right, so Barracuda... So, survey D1, or D1 survey. Or D survey 1. Damn it, I can't solve today. Right, so you are of the correct quality, so I suppose I can send you back through Bloodgang Halradia and go to Romanov, and you can start doing your work there. That's interesting. Some errors going there. I'm not entirely sure what's happening though. Huh. Game is not responding. Well, I think we may have crashed a game. Luckily we only went 20 days ahead, so that's not a big deal. We can easily get through that again. But I'm just wondering what the hell happened here. Why did it get stuck? Well, there's going to be a slight cut here, and I'll bring you guys back in just a few moments. Right, and welcome back. So, what happened there is probably the game tried to form this system, or tried to form a system and then it kind of crashed there. So, we played back to this. I'm actually quickly going to save this now. So, there's another system called surfing now. But whereabouts is this? Oh, and that map is now on the wrong side. Okay, but yeah, it's over here from the Zona, which does have a couple or 2 comments, and that's about it. But yeah, there's 2 planets in here. Interesting. So 2 terrestrial planets. Actually, more than. Oh, is there 2 stars in there then? Let me have a look at the map a little bit. There's a Lagrange point there, actually. It's not particularly massive system compared to some of the other ones. So if we have a look at the... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a large moon there. Nitrogen-oxygen planet over there. With mountain territory. Or terrain. Okay. I have a suspicion that we may have found potential aliens here. 60% liquid. That's a lot of moons in there. Okay, so that's interesting. Now, to be fair, we'll be doing the surveys on the survey locations first, by the looks of it. Right, so the survey 1, you need to head back to do your surveys. I did not repeat the orders for this one yet, because I wasn't sure if that was what is, or was causing the crash, but evidently not. Right, so you can start heading back home. Oh, well, not home directly, although that is going to be the area where the colonies are going to be for you. But of course, since we only have 10 infrastructure over here right now, it's not enough to actually start forming up the colony. That reminds me, we probably need a governor here. I think I'll go with the production and then mining, but also population growth is fairly crucial right now. Okay, is there not? I suppose there might not be anyone in there, or did we? Nope. Okay. Alright then. Research completed. We got the orbital mining module, so how about we design the orbital... Actually, no, I'm going to design the orbital miner between the episodes. Still got a little bit of time here, but I'm not going to be able to build those immediately anyway. But we do have some research labs available right now. I think we do still need to get more in the construction and production. Maybe even get the fuel production up a little bit now. That might not be a bad idea. I'm going to put 3 on this one now. Put another one on the terraforming module, just to speed that up a little bit. So we've still got plenty of things that we are trying to research. There's no defensive systems that we are researching right now. But pretty much everything else there is. And not energy weapons either, actually. We don't have the research for energy weapons, unfortunately. But yeah, there's a few things that we're trying to get. We have started getting some of the railgun techs. We don't have the capacitor recharge rate 3, so I haven't designed any railguns quite yet. But I'm sure that we'll get that in due time. That reminds me, how is the actual weapons rank is still 5. Pretty sure that once we get the railgun, hold on. Yeah, 12 centimeter railgun, that should increase it. Right, so I'm actually a bit curious about the new turfing system. What are we going to be getting here? Ship construction. Oh, right, we got the new collar ship. Right, have we got on any of the... If we were to check the St. Petersburg again, I mean, it's a long distance, so it's going to take a while to get more infrastructure in here. Not to mention the jump gates are not constructed all the way either. Over here, we could definitely bring in more people there to get this place started. I mean, they've got deep space tracking station there, but no installations other than that. Well, infrastructure, of course, but I think getting more population in here, they can then start getting some mining going on. They can get a lot of the resources, they can then start, and if we get some factories in there, we can start getting some of the resources at least. And they can start expanding on their own. I think that's not a bad idea. The question is, where is the current, actually, we probably don't need that one open. Nor do we need the miners, guild gas harvesters, crafters, scholars open there. So we got the colony ship there. And the colony 1 over here is currently unloading colonists at Crasinia Imperialis. Now does... Oh, right, they don't actually have their own colony ship yet. You know what, I'm gonna give Alexandrus their first colony fleet. Which of course is just gonna be that one ship right now, but it's not too bad. So what you'll probably start doing then is load colonists, then Nagelring, and Mimung. We're currently trying to build the jump gate to Mimung, so we can then start growing the stuff over here as well. A bit more organically with the civilian industry, or civilian shipping rather. So Kothnung, and then unload over there. And refuel, and then you can start cycling that. It does take about 6 months each trip, so not particularly good speed. But eventually we can increase the volume at least to some degree. And actually, I think, how much stockpile do we still have? We've got some maintenance base. So building a colony ship would take a long while now. At the same time, I think we need another colony ship. Civilians are going to be bringing a lot of infrastructure. On the other hand, you know, I think we need more mules, quite frankly. So, shipyard fleet. So the mules are going to be for the factions to get started with. Eventually they can design their own ships if they want to, or just use the basic ships that the royal faction designs. But yeah, we'll create another mule. It does take a while. It's going to be done in December though, so it's not that bad. Could have actually used components to cut down the cost by maybe a day or two. But probably not worth it. Actually, I don't remember which one. I know that there is still at least one Seeker B ships in class. B Survey 2. Oh, right. Are you heading back yet? No. I'm not entirely sure where you are, but... Oh, actually, let's have a look. Here we go to Barracuda. Oh, it is currently overhauling. Oh, right. Well, actually, I wonder, can we then start refitting? Yeah, we could. Sure, we'll start doing that. It's going to be done in a few months. And then we have all of the survey vessels upgraded. So that should help a little bit. Luckily, our planet is now pretty much that's the best location for the shipping right now. It's closest to the jump point over there, and it's fairly close to the Nagelring as well, although I don't think any civilians are going through Nagelring quite yet. Have a look at the system. We need 50 more days, or basically 51 more days to actually build the jump gate, but we are getting closer, that's for sure. And if we have a look at Mimim still, so over here, Nigling is to the north, Niggelring is over there, so it is a bit of a distance to travel, but it's like 2 billion maybe. Not much more than that. Well, actually it says the 2.3, so maybe it's about 4 billion to get from here to there. But it's manageable. But anyway, we seem to be out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.